There's no denying that males face unique challenges when trying to grasp the complexities of female psychology. The subject has been written about extensively in books, magazines, and online. Nevertheless, what about Sigma males? Those dudes are the ones that always seem so put together. Men who identify as Sigmas tend to be the rule breakers. They are fascinating, interesting, and masters of making a lady blush in public. These dudes are unpredictable in both their appearance and behavior. These men have a firm grasp on who they are and what they want from life. They aren't easily persuaded by trends or peer pressure and instead behave in accordance with their core values and beliefs. To rephrase, it takes a lot to get a Sigma guy to do anything against his will. They are attractive to women because they are uncommon, intriguing, and demanding. Just what are they hiding? 1. They don't always say yes. Getting stuck in the friend zone is guaranteed if you're a yes man around women. Women aren't looking for a partner who always gives them the same answer. Talking to them is like yelling into the void. They want a man who is secure in himself to have the courage to speak his mind. A Sigma male will know how to approach the situation without being rude or aggressive. He has a good sense of when to fight and when to back down. Just because you want to decline an offer doesn't make you a jerk. While adaptability is key, so is the ability to recognize when to hold firm. A Sigma man is not a dumb follower but a strong and autonomous thinker. He is independent and able to think on his own. He can and does make his own choices. Women also find it appealing when guys possess this trait. Constantly acquiescing to others' requests makes you seem indecisive and weak, in addition to being dull and uninterested. Certainly, there will be occasions when you must give in to her demands. A Sigma, on the other hand, is a strategic fighter. When necessary, he may be accommodating, but he also understands how to stand his ground when necessary. When a guy has this cute trait, it makes her want to be with him even more. 2. They aren't trying too hard. An ugly trait in a guy is when he tries too hard. It sounds desperate and too dependent. These are two things that would make any lady want to avoid you at all costs. Males that identify as Sigma tend to maintain an air of calm confidence. They never seem desperate or overbearing. They're content to take things at their own pace. This doesn't mean they're hesitant to settle down, however. The two of them intuitively realize there's no need to hurry. When someone seems overly eager, they lose interest quickly. So chill out and take it easy. She will tell you how she feels about you if she likes you. To put it simply, there is no need to exert effort. Don't try to control the outcome. Instead, let things develop on their own. Think things through and act sensibly. A Sigma man is a patient listener and observer who weighs all available options before acting. They are great at the long game, whether it be in business or with a lady. Because of their tendency for introspection, they are often privy to insights that others overlook. Doing so will give you a significant edge in any scenario. 3. They make no effort to dictate to her. She will see your attempts to fix her as dominating and manipulative. Nobody wants to be with someone who is always giving them advice and dictating their every move. As with any other person, women are fully capable of finding and applying solutions to their own difficulties. Women can get the job done just as well without the help of a male. They typically see this as an attempt to exert power over them. It's great to just be there for a lady who needs support. Sigma men provide emotional and intellectual support without attempting to take over. Women benefit from guidance and encouragement, but they must be allowed to make decisions on their own. Sigmas will never intervene to mend someone else's problems. They wouldn't act like that. They'd rather assist others in discovering answers for themselves. That's why plenty of people look up to them as role models. 4. They don't constantly text her. Maintaining contact is essential, but bombarding her with texts can only make her feel unappealing. Busy guys with their own interests and activities tend to attract women. What they really need is a guy who is in demand, not just someone who can be reached at any time. Desires for things that are out of our reach are innate to the human condition. And this is particularly true for women. She will get resentful if you're constantly there for her, and she will lose interest. You may assume that all Sigma men are aloof because they value their time so much, but that's not the case. This is not to say that they want isolation. They're simply not the kind to constantly be in touch with each other by phone or text. Their actions speak louder than words, so don't be put off if they don't immediately open up to you. That's why many ladies find them so appealing. The Sigma guys see their phones as a resource rather than an extension of themselves. You can count on them to text or call when it counts, but they also know when to put the phone down. 5. They never resort to cliché pickup lines. They aren't helpful, and they're corny to boot. Don't use them until you're in a movie, or better yet, never. Being real and connecting with the women they meet is more important to Sigmas than utilizing corny pickup lines. Rather than adopting a scripted remark they heard in a book, men should be themselves with women. Women are able to see through these ploys and would like to have straightforward conversations. You don't have to spill the beans on your life, but you also shouldn't use sentences that don't sound like you. To attract women, Sigma guys don't bother with cheesy pickup lines, but rather allow their genuine charisma and individuality to come through. The cheesiest pickup lines are like the worst outfits you own. While they may make you seem more attractive at first, closer investigation will reveal that this is all an act. 6. They seldom claim helplessness. A technique to get the attention and compassion of women is to play the victim card. It's a tactic beta males use to win over beta females, but it backfires with Sigma females. When it comes to women, a Sim is never the victim. Because no matter how bad things get, he always manages to pull through. He is above needing anyone's pity. Always the master of his own fate, he is unafraid to accept responsibility for his own actions. He never passes the buck or makes excuses for his own shortcomings. This is because he knows that if he plays the victim card with women, he will come across as weak. Instead, he thinks about how he can develop into the best version of himself. By no means does this imply that all Sigma males are flawless, however. But he knows that the best way to improve is to take charge of his own life. So he does just that. Women are attracted to his confidence, and he never resorts to playing the victim to gain what he wants from them. True lone wolves, Sigma guys do not conform to the herd mentality that prevails in mainstream culture. They have the strength and courage to forge their own path in life. In a world where weaker beta guys blindly follow social norms and always say they are victims, Sigma men are a shining example of strength and independence. 7. They never resort to physical force to resolve conflicts. There is no justification for violence, and it is particularly unacceptable when directed at women. That's a rule that all the men in Sigma know and follow. They're the kind of guys that don't shout their issues down, but instead figure out creative solutions. Unlike other guys who would attempt to woo a lady with brawn, Sigma males rely on their brains and charm to get the girl. They know just how to use words to sway an audience's opinion. They are skilled at nonviolently achieving their goals. They are very efficient due to their inherent talent for reading and comprehending human intentions. Communicators, this is only one reason why women find Sigma guys so appealing. They achieve their goals by nonviolent means. Sigmas are master manipulators who can acquire what they want without resorting to violence. To succeed, you must maintain complete command at all times. Stay cool and collected under pressure. The ultimate weapon of the Sigma males. As simple as it seems, it's not an easy task at all. The majority of men allow their emotions to cloud their judgment, which usually leads to a dangerous situation. 8. They never chase after girls. The thrill of the chase is what keeps men coming back to the sport they love. Both sexes desire the attention of a pursuer and the triumph of a victorious winner. However, suppose you've had enough of the game. Men who identify as Sigmas understand that pursuing women is pointless. Instead of going to see the lady, they'd rather have her come to them. This in no way indicates a lack of interest or timidity on their part. They are just aware of the games women play and choose to abstain from joining in. Women are accustomed to being chased, so this might throw them off. However, the Sigma man's demeanor completely reverses their assumptions. Many females begin to develop romantic feelings for the Sigma guy at this point. You could think he doesn't care, but he's simply not into games. They are masters of the female psyche and know how to use it to their advantage. It's a waste of a Sigma's time and energy to pursue women. Men lower in the social hierarchy, who feel the need to make a statement to themselves or others, often choose this tactic. To boost their self-esteem, Sigma males don't have to go on a woman-hunting binge. They don't pursue the ladies because they are too preoccupied with achieving their own personal objectives. This is something more that might pique a woman's attention, but this doesn't exclude the possibility of romantic relationships between Sigma men and women. Basically, they don't care whether women approve of them. They prefer being on their own rather than participating in activities geared for young males. 9. They would never treat women like gods. Especially when you've just met a woman for the first time, it's a common error for guys to treat her like a goddess. This is often done to win them over or get their attention. The only thing it does is make you feel inferior. You'll seem like you're the one who's actively seeking her out and making an effort to impress her. This is something many guys do with a mistaken belief that they are being gallant or gentlemanly. Although it is always appreciated when people go out of their way to be nice, it is not appropriate to be too so. In an effort to win her approval, women are notoriously difficult to please. They just naturally act that way. She controls you if you give in to her. When it comes to ladies, a Sigma guy doesn't think too highly of them. He understands that they are not the same. Even though he respects women with dignity, he does not submit to their authority. The ideal ratio between these two is a Sigma. He's manly enough to resist being dominated by a woman, yet sensitive enough to treat her with respect. For this reason, Sigma males provide a very formidable obstacle for women. 10. They have never needed a woman's stamp of approval. Regarding the animal kingdom, it is not necessary for a dominant male lion to seek the acceptance of the ladies in his new pride or to continuously establish his worth to them. The forest has already anointed him king. Also, although we humans aren't lions, we nonetheless act on many of the same primordial drives. Unlike alpha and beta guys, Sigma males don't need women's approval to feel like men. They know who they are as men and are comfortable in their own skin. Despite what any given woman may believe, Sigma was never one to allow others to determine their value. Their independence and self-assurance are unmatched. Women are naturally attracted to men with strong personalities, which makes them highly interesting. Seeking female acceptance or validation is nothing more than a sign of neediness, and it's a turnoff for most women. Sigma men have no need for external validation. They're not necessarily cold or distant because of this. They just exude the kind of assuredness that comes from knowing oneself and one's own desires.